Hey guys, my name is Lone Wolf 2864, and I'd like to welcome you all to the tutorial for what happens each and every time you get on the dirt bike in in-game. Now, it does come in handy later in the match, which you'll see, but I would sum up probably 90% of the time this is going to be the outcome when you get on the dirt bike. Wait for it. Yep, every time. Go ahead and split it 50-50 down, like the amount of times you die, you can split that 50-50 and it's either going to be a tank or a javelin. Either way, with the dirt bike, just like the ATV and Armored Kill, there's no radar sounds, so you have no idea you're being locked onto. But they are javelins aplenty on this DLC, I've found that out. But back to the gameplay here, playing 64-man Rush on Kaiser Railroad. I've heard it pronounced 1,500 ways, but you can pronounce it however you want to. I won't judge you. But anyway, this is on one of the EVGA Gamer servers, so lots of skilled players in here. Typically, anyway. But here's a look at the anti-air Jeep, which is, oddly enough, being used for nothing but ground targets in my case, other than this helicopter gets taken out before I can have a chance. But I would like to point out how convenient these rocket pods are. Although the reload time on this thing is extraordinarily long. A nice triple kill there. But oh yeah, and check this death out. I cannot figure out how I died here. So yeah, my Jeep's still up. I mean, it's obviously damaged, but I get a bad luck kill. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to figure that one out. If you guys can point it out, then by all means, leave me a comment and let me know, but I have no idea. But anyway, I'm running with the EVGA A3, the ACOG scope, everybody's favorite scope, heavy barrel foregrip, of course, that's obligatory if you're running assault. But this is a gun that I rarely ever use, and I rarely see it used by anybody else. And I've just been in that mode lately where I've been tired of using the same gun over and over, and I'm tired of seeing everybody else use the same gun over. M16. But anyway, I have been running with some guns that I very rarely use, just trying to, I don't know, have some different gameplay or some exciting gameplay, just shake things up. Got kind of tired using the same guns, but I want to point out that I feel like an idiot because I just recently figured out that there were a couple of things that I was not utilizing as far as just like basic setup for the game. And by that I mean I've had my computer for roughly going on 2 years now, and I don't think that I had ever disabled Windows mouse acceleration. And if you guys are at all familiar with first-person shooters on PC, which before Battlefield 3 I was not really into, but if you have any past experience with that, you'll know that mouse acceleration in a first-person shooter is a huge disadvantage, or a huge no-no. Now, I don't know if having the in-game setting, the raw mouse input setting on, makes a difference or not. I'm not gonna go on a limb in there and say that it does or it doesn't, because I don't really know. What I do know is that I downloaded a registry setting for my computer which is supposed to disable the built-in Windows mouse acceleration, and I also updated the driver and firmware for my mouse, the Razer Imperator Battlefield 3 edition, and I got some sensitivity and mouse DPI settings off of Rival X Factor's last video, or one of his last videos that he put out where he'd gotten a new mouse pad. But so I downloaded the new firmware and update for my mouse, which I should have done a long time ago. I don't know why I let that slide, but so I'm running at 1800 DPI, which oddly enough, before I updated it, I checked it and it was running at 2000 DPI. So a little bit higher. I don't know if it's that big of a difference or not, but I can tell a huge difference in my in-game gameplay, my sensitivity, everything just feels way better. And I don't know if I'm just gotten on a run lately or not, but ever since I made those changes, I feel like I've been doing a whole lot better anyway. To make a long story short, I feel like it's improved my gameplay tenfold. And I even went as far as to get out the old measuring tape and measure out my sensitivity in-game and get that adjusted to a comfortable setting. So I'm running 6 inches for a full 360 in the game, which is what X Factor ran, or said he ran in his last video. I mean, not that I want to copy, everybody's settings or whatever, but I figured as good as he is, whatever settings he's running is a good place to start, and then adjust it from there. So this gameplay you're using here, or you're seeing here, I'm using the exact settings that he said he ran in his last video. So, but I'm using, of course, a totally different mouse, totally different mouse pad, so that's probably gonna make a difference. But anyway, I like the way it feels right now. But here we are pushing up. We've got the B incom taken out. Now we've got to get to the A incom. I can't remember if this... Yeah, this is where it just turned into a huge cluster. And just death after death. People everywhere. Your typical 64-man rush gameplay. But you'll see here in a second, I think my squad gets wiped. Either we get squad wiped, or I just choose to just respawn back at the deployment. But I take advantage of a motorcycle, and I don't know if it's this base or the one after that, but you'll see how handy they can be if you're able to get away from the javelins and the tanks. But I spawned in with the engineer class here because I saw that there was a tank up, but of course by the time that I spawn in, it's taken care of, so it was just a pointless kit switch on my part. But we're able to use this spawn beacon here. That's another thing that has come in extremely handy on these servers, spawn beacons. You guys that like to play Recon class, please keep putting down those spawn beacons. And try to get close to the objective if you can at all, if at all possible. Get as close as you can to the objective and put one of those things down. Because you'll notice here, I use those several times and I'm able to just slide right in behind everybody and arm the objective. So they come in extremely handy. Now when I say get in close, I don't mean, oh, I'm right here arming the objective, I'll put a spawn beacon down. That's just going to get blown up immediately by a grenade, so that's pointless. But just, you'll see here in a minute, next time I respawn, if I use it, just take note of like the distance that they have theirs placed. It just seemed to be a really good distance. I don't know if it was the same guy or if a couple of different guys. They were really strategic in their spawn beacon placement, but that is definitely a pointer that I recommend. But here we are spawning back at the deployment after we get squad wiped, and I thought we were in trouble here until I realized the high ticket count. And so we were able to push on up here, but I'm definitely loving this DLC. I would say, I'm not going to go ahead and say that it's my favorite yet, just because I want to get some more time in on it. Although right now, Capture the Flag is just, I'm not a fan of that right now. And I know it probably has a lot to do with the amount of players that I've been playing with. I've been playing a lot of 64-man Capture the Flag, and I'm pretty much convinced that that game mode's not made for 64 players. But yeah, here's the motorbike. You see me slide in here, and this isn't. I don't think this is the one that I get it on because I didn't make it all the way into the base. But after this respawn, I think I go back and get another one. And I'm able to just drive right up into the objective and arm it. But yeah, the in-game DLC is definitely one of my favorites so far. I would put it right now right just behind or on par with Aftermath as being my favorite. But I've been playing a lot of TDM, just trying to get my mouse sensitivity and everything, make sure I got it to where I want it. And even TDM on these maps has been fun. And it's probably just the fact that it's a change of, oh, there's not 1,500 TDM No Shark Canal servers up. So, and, oh, every single time, man. 98% armed and you die. Cannot tell you how many times that's happened to me, and it's so frustrating. But he got turned to backflip there, so I feel pretty... I don't feel that bad after seeing him turn a backflip. But here I am looking. This is, I think, where I get it here. There's this dirt bike sitting here. And I actually spawned with the engineer class by accident here. I don't know why I switched to the engineer class. I had planned on running support there for just a second to try to mortar this base and get some of these guys cleared out, because they were just all camped up in here. But yeah, look at this. Fly right up in there, hop off, arm it, no problem. I get taken down right here, but it don't matter. We've got the objective armor. We've got enough guys in there to where they can cover it. My recording actually stopped, so I had to start over. I've got my recording key set to a key that I use to type a lot, so I got to change that. It's very inconvenient. I don't even know why I have it set to the key that I do. But so I get that MCOM taken out, get taken out again, but it's okay. We're gonna push on up to this next objective. And once again, the recording stopped there, so I had to start back over. But I just got revived, so you guys haven't missed anything. But I'm really getting into Rush a lot more than I had before. I think it's just a mixture of me finally starting to get into the game and be competitive. But I can definitely say that I'm really enjoying Rush a lot more than I did when I first got into Battlefield. But the round before this. This is only my second round playing Rush on the in-game DLC. And look at all these guys, man. Of course, if I just wasn't stuck with a laser designator here and I could actually fire something, I'd have a field day. But what I was gonna say is, there's the round before this, which was my first Rush round on this DLC. There was a moment in there where there was a teammate of mine actually getting ammo from an ammo crate, and where I'm just standing there and I'm throwing a med pack down, we're healing up, we're just standing there scoping out everything, and he just lets out the craziest, funniest sounding yell I've heard in the game. I don't know if anybody else has ever heard this, and just back to the game here, that was a terrible idea on my part. I thought I could get to the objective before having to turn around and then shoot that guy, but if I could have just, all I had to do was spin around and take him out, and I think I would have been better off. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This guy's yell, I'm sure everyone's seen those goat videos that have been going around, the yelling, screaming goats that everybody's been putting in the songs. But this guy's scream, that's the first thing that popped in my head. It sounds just like one of those goats screaming. And I actually uploaded it to my personal channel. I'll leave a link down in the description for that. But I'm telling you guys, this is the funniest thing I've heard in a long time in this game. And it may be some kind of sound that happens all the time that I've just never paid attention to or never heard. But it just caught me completely off guard, and I just thought it was hilarious. So we're able to get the B MCOM armed here, and this next MCOM up here is the one you'll notice I spawned like 3 or 4 times off this one spawn beacon, and able to just fly right in and arm it, or at least get it armed twice, I think. And that's one thing about Rush. If you just keep getting it armed, eventually your teammates will be able to push up and just overwhelm the enemy, and should be able to cover it and defend the MCOM. So as you can see here, just push on up here, and you'll notice that what I did there is a little trick that I learned. If you're parachuting down, and if you hold your up arrow, you'll come in faster than you would normally. But if you hold it all the way until you hit the ground, you're going to take the fall damage. So a little trick that I learned, I got off of another video. If you're holding that down, if you're holding your up arrow down, come in as fast as possible right before you hit the ground. If you hit your crouch button, which is, I think, default button is control on the keyboard, or not control, or maybe it is. I don't know. But I have mine mapped on my mouse. So what I do is, as I'm coming in, right before I hit the ground, I'll hit my crouch button on my mouse, and it actually eliminates the fall damage. So it's kind of like a little glitch, but it helps you get in faster, and it's pretty cool. It's convenient to use anyway, as are most glitches. Not that I condone glitches that take advantage of other people, but And here I am in the helicopter, which I did not realize beforehand that adjusting all the sensitivity adjustments and DPI adjustments that I had made to my mouse, I don't know why, but I didn't take into consideration that that might affect my vehicle sensitivity. And little did I know, I had almost 0 vehicle sensitivity now. And I cannot turn, pull up, I can't do anything. As you'll notice here in just a second, I try to go down behind this little ridge to avoid a lock hole here, and once I start heading down, I cannot pull up. So you see I'm heading down, I've got my mouse here in just a second. About now, I'm pulling back as hard as I can, and it just will not pick up. And I'm clicking DPI up, DPI up, DPI up, come on, pull up, and no. So I definitely got to go in and change my vehicle sensitivity there. But that's one cool thing I do like about Razer mice, and just about, I'm pretty sure most gaming mice do now have the on-the-fly DPI sensitivity settings, where you can just turn it up and down mid-time, like mid-game. You want to have that set where you don't have to do that, but it's convenient if you need it. And this ACOG scope. I'm definitely not a fan of it, but like I said, I was just running with the setup that I don't typically use, something out of the blue. And the way this map, the last set of incoms are on here, if you've got, I mean, just a halfway competent team, it's almost like defending on Gulf of Oman. I mean, you can just get dug in here, and almost the attackers have no chance, because you have the high ground. They're having to push up in this field where there's little to no cover, and all you have to do, both incoms, if I'm not mistaken, well, I know the A incom, or the one on the left, the attackers team's left, you'll see there is in that little building, and then the one on the right is underneath that shed. So they're pretty much all covered up, and all you have to do is have a team on this front set of sandbags here, and unless you do like I do there with a nice double kill grenade toss, they were all bunched up there, so that was a pretty easy grenade kill. But unless you have somebody putting down these convenient spawn beacons like I was referring to earlier, if you're just having to push up as the attacking team, you're going to have a heck of a time trying to get through there. But I've tried to go from one to the other, and I'm completely oblivious to this guy standing here. But as I was saying there, you can see how easily it is, or how easy it is to defend against the attackers if you're standing up here on the higher ground. And there's the good old javelin, making another rare appearance. Not see those just about everywhere in the in-game. But this spawn beacon stayed up, which is a good thing. I was hoping that the guy that put it down wouldn't try to spawn back on it. But we're able to slide in here and get this MCOM set before anybody comes in. And it's just me and one other guy here trying to defend this whole building. And they eventually smoke it and rush in and get us. But once we get enough guys pushed up, you start getting the defenders distracted, trying to get over here to the MCOM to defuse it. You're able to push up, so we got enough guys in here to rearm it after they defused it. And then I was just able to spawn in to that spawn beacon and go over to the other MCOM while they're all rushing over here and get it. So had good teamwork here at the end of the match. Really helped out and got us the win. But there was another guy in that that chopper who was constantly just sitting there in the gunner seat waiting for somebody to pilot him, and I didn't have my sensitivity settings correct, so there was no way that I was going to hop in there and try to go with that. But he never gave up on it. I got to give him props for that. He was firm in his commitment to wait on somebody to fly him around. So I got the MCOM set there, and you saw a couple of guys come up and take out the guy that was trying to defuse it, so I was pretty sure we were in good shape here. I get stuck on that little thing. But that'll just about do it. And I think I was able to pick up the ace pin in this round, which is very, very unusual for me. That's for sure. But like I said, these new DPI and sensitivity settings really, I think, are paying off. But that'll do it, guys, for this round. Just wanted to put up this video of some in-game gameplay on the 90-something gaming channel for you guys to enjoy. But hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll try to have some more footage of in-game uploaded here as soon as I can. I'm going to be off tomorrow, so I'll try to get some gameplay up for that, or at least try to get some recorded to upload. Also, please check out our other channel, 90-something Studios. We've got the newest Dumbest Ways to Die episode from last week uploaded, and then there will be another episode uploaded this Friday involving a meteorite. So please check that out. Subscribe to that channel if you guys enjoy that kind of thing, and keep an eye out for more gaming videos on this channel, and hope you guys have a good day.